Hey friends, so last night I got to teach the women's Bible study at my church, and somewhere along the way, part of the conversation came up behind with grief and loss. And sometimes, and this was me speaking from my own experience, sometimes we don't want to release the heartache. We don't want, if we've gone through some traumatic things in our life, and maybe this might speak to someone who's experienced something other than grief, but I lost my mother, I lost my father, I lost my little brother, and it was a lot. And especially, I know when I lost my little brother, he was only 21, and it really shattered my heart into 1,000 pieces. If you've ever heard me share my testimony before, then this is not new to you. But for those who are just getting to know me, it broke my heart. I was angry, I was bitter, I was angry towards God behind that. Very angry, and just really hurt. And it wasn't until years later, but that I was looking back at that season in my life, and I realized that sometimes when we are in a space of grief and brokenheartedness, we actually don't want to let go. We even though there is healing available to us through Jesus Christ, and even though there is comfort available to us, even though there is hope available to us, and many things that are available to us through Jesus, through people that He's put in our lives, through so many different various avenues, sometimes if we're not careful, we don't even want to be healed. We want to be in our feelings. We want to be angry. We want to be hurt. And it could come from a good place. That for me, what I realized is I felt that the significance of the loss, my brother's life, my mother's life, my father's life, was so precious that somebody has to grieve for them. This world cannot just keep spinning and we're going to pretend as though their life didn't matter, that somebody isn't still hurting, that somebody isn't still grieving. And I took that role on as I will be that somebody, as though somehow my brokenness or my grief was honoring their life, as though somehow as long as I carried the burden, as long as I stayed broken, as long as I continued to wear all black, that it would keep their memory alive somehow. And what God has shown me is that, yes, it's almost as though we're trying to hold on to an emotion as strong or as deep as the loss that we have experienced or the trauma. But what God began to show me is that it's not honoring them. And if anything, it's burdening me. It's taking me down. It's taking me out. And what God began to show me is that He had breakthrough for me. He showed me that I did not send my son to hang, bleed, and die on the cross for you to feel that, to not receive that, to not receive the love that I have for you, the comfort that I have for you, the joy that I have for you. And so what God began to show me is that receiving His comfort and allowing me to replace that feeling of I gotta be hurt in order to honor my family. No. I can honor them through love. It can be just as strong of a feeling or emotion or a remembrance to them if I live my life through their love, through the lens of their love. How much they loved me. What would they want from me? Can I honor them through love? Can I honor them through serving others? Can I honor them through healing, through allowing God to heal my heart, to comfort me? Can I honor my family? Can I honor the one that I lost by living for them instead of dying with them while yet alive, if that makes sense? Sometimes we're so hurt and we're so broken, it's almost as though we're crawling in the grave with them. We die the moment that they die, but that's not God's will for our life. And I don't know if I'm making sense or this message is for anybody, or maybe it was just for me to understand, but I thank God for understanding that I don't have to remain in that broken place in order to carry on their memory, in order to honor them, and it's not serving me. So I pray that whoever this message is for, that you've been holding on to some angerness, you've been holding on to some hurt, you've been holding on to some bitterness, you've been holding on to unforgiveness, you've been holding on to the fact that you are or you have been hurt it does not take away the fact that you were hurt. It doesn't take away the fact that whatever happened to you or whatever was done to you or whoever or whatever you lost, it doesn't mean that that thing didn't happen, that their life was not worth so much meaning or depth to you, right? But it's how do we carry on that depth? How do we get on a congruent space in our lives to where, yes, we can mourn them and yes, we can grieve them, because I still do that. But it's how. It's not letting your grief overtake you to the point that you stop living. And so I just pray today that, again, somebody is encouraged to understand that you don't have to keep that burden over you. You can release that, and it does not erase the truth. It doesn't erase any meaning. It doesn't erase any validity, especially if maybe it's not grief. So yes, while what happened to you, what happened to you is not who you are. It's just a part of your story. It's a part of your testimony. And if you lost someone, yes, you lost someone, but before you lost them, you had them. So how much more powerful would it be for us to change our perspective, and instead of being angry for the loss, be grateful for the love? And that's what God has done in my life, is he's helped me to understand that I get to be grateful for the love. I get to live in that. I get to serve from that space, and I get to be open to doing the work on allowing him to heal my heart, to comfort me, to receive that in my life, so that I can truly live a life that honors and carries on their memory of love and their memory of joy and their memory of laughter and all of the things that they sowed into my life. And so I just love you guys to life. I pray that you are encouraged to start that healing process if that's for you, if that message is for you. Be open to God in your life. In whatever ways that he is bringing healing into your life, don't push it away. If it's therapy, go to therapy, sis. If it's the love of the people that are still around you, the love of your spouse, the love of your children, the love of a friend, the love of a church family member, the love of a coworker, whoever God brings in your life to fill up that love, to fill up that joy, to fill up that peace, I just encourage you, do not let the hurt that you've experienced block you from the love and the abundant life that Jesus Christ has for you. Let's choose to live. Let's choose to love. Let's choose to change our perspective from a space where the enemy is trying to keep us down and keep us stuck to a place where God can turn to our good what the enemy meant to break us, what the enemy meant for hurt. God will use it for our good if we let him. I love y'all to life. Let's keep becoming better together.